Hello, everybody. I am really excited to have you here. I was a little lost because the studio looks a little different, and I don't often get to do lives on YouTube. So if I'm looking in a different direction or if I am getting off track, you know why it is. It's all new, and I still feel like this is a completely different platform that is new to me. But whether it's new to me or not, I am really excited to have this stream today and to be talking about something that I wanted to share in a video, which is a template for a movie club, which is something that online language teachers can do. And you, as an online language teacher, you can do that too if you would like to engage with your students outside of one-to-one classes. And I talk about teaching and working um, outside of one-to-one classes quite a bit. And I call this format a smart format, and I talk about this as a program. And on my channel, you may have seen videos of me talking about templates, how to teach speaking without one-to-one classes. You can actually use voice messages. By the way, once you develop the system and know how to sell it and don't feel frightened when you're selling something that's outside of one-to-one classes, you can use the expertise to go out and sell courses, sell small products, bigger products, digital products. It's incredible. So anyway, I am glad that you're here today, and I am going to share with you the template of a movie club. And one of the people that I get a lot of inspiration about doing movie clubs is Cara Leopold from Leo Listening. If you're watching this and you are curious about, does anybody actually do this kind of thing as an online teacher, you can go and check out her work. Leo Listening YouTube channel, subscribe to her. She is incredible, and she has movie clubs for language learners who want to not just watch Netflix on their own, but actually come together and discuss it. But I am here to talk about different ideas and templates of how you can teach through movies. And teaching through movies is a great opportunity for you to bring people together, to give them a way to connect, and also to help them improve their listening and speaking skills, and as they are going to be a part of a discussion group, hopefully. So here are 5 things how I recommend you can put together a movie club and make it a good environment, learning environment for the students, but not too intimidating, because, you know, people that come to movie clubs sometimes come with the baggage of all the learning experiences they had in the past. And it's really important that when they come in, you create an environment that is warm and welcoming for them. And I'm using here template number 9 from my Asynchronous Program in a box. I will talk more about that actually in the description. There should be a link. If it's not, I will add it later. So 5 ideas for a movie-based speaking program. So you can actually teach speaking, but you will not be using prompts, as I talked about in one of my videos. You will be using movie clips, or maybe the entire movie. So here's some suggestions. First of all, you can watch a movie in sections. So if you have a 1-month movie club or just program based on movies, you can watch a movie in sections, discuss 2 sections weekly, and they can be short. There is an incredible channel on YouTube called Movie Clips where you can find tiny short clips that you can use with your students. They can watch these sections and discuss them. You can share some phrases with them, and you can put it all inside a group chat. For instance, either on WhatsApp or Telegram or Flipgrid, if that is something that you want to do. Flipgrid gives you all other options like videos, and maybe it's a little bit cleaner interface, but it doesn't matter. The most important thing is that people come together and they have a platform where they can engage with each other. The second idea is you can watch the entire movie, and instead of going to certain sections, you will focus on discussing characters and their development. So, in any good movie, you know that the character starts out in one predicament, and then they end in a different place. So it's actually pretty interesting how this journey develops. So you can do that, and you can share a certain number of phrases, and you can describe the characters using those phrases. I use inside the Asynchronous Program in a Box template, I use one of my most favorite movies is You've Got Mail with Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks. And I think this is just a great way of looking at the main characters. And actually, you can take one character and work on one character per week, or 2 characters per week, 1 per prompt. It's incredible. This third idea, you can watch an entire movie and then discuss the themes that come up in the movies, also share phrases that go with these specific themes. So if we go with the idea of doing You've Got Mail, then the themes might be online dating, for example, or things like dead end relationships, or things like small versus big businesses and the relationship between those businesses. How you're supporting small businesses, how you're supporting larger businesses. What would you like to do to give more to the smaller business owners, and how you do that. So there are a lot of themes that you can choose, and people that are somewhere on the intermediate level and they want to improve their skills. These are the people that are ready to engage more and talk about the subjects that they will not find anywhere in textbooks, and having a movie to watch and discuss it, and particularly if you're tying this discussion to what's happening today in the world, this is excellent. Idea number 4, let's say you're watching an older movie. Consider connecting the themes in the movie with contemporary themes. So actually there is an older You've Got Mail version, and you can always compare the versions and say, okay, here's where the focus was here, and here's where the focus is here. There are lots of movies that have multiple versions. Let's think about, for example, Emma or Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen, but different versions of those. Think about, if you create a program around one movie, then you can develop another program the next month focusing on a different version, and then you have something to compare and contrast with. There's another movie that I really like. It's called Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. The old version, right from the 70s, I think, in the US, and then the newer version, Guess Who, with Ashton Kutcher, I think, and um, amazing actors there. And you can connect those, you can talk about the themes, you can talk about characters and their development. It's incredible. When I was developing this asynchronous program in a box, all the templates, I was having so much fun because I had all these ideas that kept just bubbling up to the surface. And so now that I'm talking to you about this, I have these ideas as well that are coming up. But you can totally do that and connect them. Um, Another idea would be idea number 5. Choose a movie that goes with the season. For example, summer, winter, spring, and fall. Maybe it's a movie set in a certain place that people like to travel, would like to experience what it's like. Eat, Pray, Love is one of those, where there is a certain setting and the feel of place. There's another one that I like too about Zen Aurelius, something like that. The detective. It's based on Michael Dibdin's book series, and it's set in Italy, and it's just beautiful. Just watching that, and even if you're not following the plot line, just watching the views are incredible. I am currently watching a BBC show, Vera, and it's about this detective in the northern part of the UK, and I just love watching it for aesthetics. I feel like, living in that place with lots of nature around you. You have this house, and it's gorgeous. So I think if your students are into, traveling and curious about different places, you want to throw some of those movies in. Consider a movie about a famous person, like, for instance, Whitney or King's Speech, and King Richard, by the way, about the Williams sisters, just came out fairly recently. Think about choosing a movie. Another good idea, which is a bonus idea, just came to my mind, but think about choosing a movie that goes with a book. So let's say you read a book like The Secret Life of Bees, for example, and then you watch the movie that goes with it, and then you compare it, and you share how it's different. If your students are advanced, then you can use some other books, like thicker books, like The Help. I think is a great place to work with. And if you have really dedicated students, you can not just read it, but do audiobook. And audiobook, the audiobook is just phenomenal because you have several actresses and actors all on the set, so to speak, reading the book. And then you can actually watch the movie and compare. Another one that might be helpful, particularly if your students are just beginning to read and they're not sure if they can read something by a native speaker, the unabridged book. One of the things, books that I really enjoyed was The Kite Runner by and Khaled Hosseini. It's a great book. It's a sad book, but it is based on a true story and true events. But this is one of those rare books where the movie actually follows the plot line pretty closely. Another one is Kim Edwards's The Memory Keeper's Daughter. That is a beautiful movie that goes with the book. And in some ways, I felt like these are the examples of how the two complemented each other. And I think that your students will appreciate that. So inside the synchronous program in a box, after I, give you some ideas to consider, you also get an example of a movie-based program, and that's where I took the movie You've Got Mail, 1998 movie with Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks, and focused on discussing two characters a week. and then talking about, also different themes that go with the characters. This is definitely for somebody who's upper intermediate or advanced, but this is totally a program that you can run without ever having to meet with students one-on-one or even doing group classes, which is such a headache when you do group classes and your students can't make it because of the time zone or any other reason. So, if you're interested in getting deeper into asynchronous teaching, I've been doing this since 2015, and I recommend that if you want to give it a try, start using the tools and the tips that you find in the videos or um, in this live. And then if you want to go deeper, there are resources like a synchronous program in a box, like my masterclass from One to Infinity, if you're not entirely sure how these asynchronous programs work. And next week is the time when my online community for online language teachers that want to work sustainably opens, and I want to invite you to join. This is a community where you can learn to teach sustainably and grow your audience, your impact, and your income. And over time, over the years, find yourself in a situation where you can make more money and greater impact without ever having to, exchange your time for money. This is definitely a journey, particularly for teachers like us that are used to, only be paid when we show up to teach a class for the most part, of course, unless you taught at university and were on a contract. But for the most part, our time is exchanged for money. And so it's not enough, as people say on Facebook ads, to just go ahead and create a course and put it out there and then voila, you teach sustainably. No, it's a journey, and a lot of this journey, a lot of transformation takes place on the inside, and that is the growth and the mindset shifts that are required for you to move into working more sustainably. And if that is your final destination, then I want to invite you to check out the Smart Teachers Library and learn more about it. And I hope to see you there next week. Otherwise, I appreciate you being here. Be sure to click like and subscribe and check out the description for more information about the products I just mentioned if you want to go deeper into teaching sustainably. Thank you so much, and have a lovely weekend. And I'm looking forward to connecting with you next week.